Hello, welcome to my channel. Sam here. In today's video, I want to share with you 3 tips when it comes to investing for beginners. And my video was inspired by another one by Lynn Allure called Investing for Beginners. In that video, she shares tips also for beginners who wants to start investing, and I felt like there are a few ones that could be added. So when it comes to building wealth, you can be an amazing, someone who saves well, a good budget person, or like someone who's good at increasing her income. However, if you do not invest, it's going to be difficult for you to build wealth. Of course, you may be able to find a rich man, but we don't really have control over that. So we're going to be focusing on something that we have control over, which is essentially investing. So my first tip for you today when it comes to investing is essentially determining your level of risk. And that's very important. And the reason why it's important is because when you take the time to really determine your level of risk, it gives you the confidence to really stay, in your power and be like, yes, I know that my portfolio mix, it's what actually is aligned with my level of risk. And that will also give you that essentially ability to resist any temptation that you might have when someone will come to you and be like, oh my God, this is an amazing investment. You should put your money into it. You can be like, no, thank you. I know I'm actually well invested. My investment are in line with my level of risk, and I do not need essentially to invest in this particular investment that might not actually fit your level of risk. So it might take time to really come up with your level of risk because you need to do a bit of homework, but I think it's an important step because in today's world, we have so many temptations, so many shining articles, investment coming our way every day that it's very easy to get distracted. And one thing you don't want to do is essentially take your hard earned money and be putting anything like, random investment that you're not really sure of and which may not actually yield any return. And you do not want that because one part of building wealth is also making sure that you're putting your money at the place that actually works for you. So really take that time to really say it. And there is when you go on internet, there are like different questions that you can answer to figure out your level of risk, or maybe you can work with a financial advisor to figure out your level of risk. So if your level of risk comes back to someone that if you're someone that actually is conservative, then you know that you don't want to have all of your investment into the stock market essentially. So when I say stock market, it's like invested in equities. You do not want that because that gives you like a higher level of risk. You might lose 100% of your money, or you might make 100% of your money, but that's not something that is aligned with you because you're more of a conservative person. So chances are you want to put your money into something that is a bit of a mix, so essentially a mix between equities and bond. So it's very important to take that step to really making sure that it is your investment is aligned with your level of risk. And then the second tip when it comes to essentially starting to invest is that you do not want to put in your investment money that you really cannot afford to lose. And I really want to stress that because that's also something that women in general, and I'll say black women in particular, we very like we very like not I'm not going to say afraid of, but a bit apprehensive of. It's like sometimes people say, oh my God, don't put your money in some investment. Don't invest your money because you might lose 100% of it. Well, the reason why is because essentially you do not want to do that. So if you know you need some money for something, so essentially an example, if you know you need um let's say 20,000 for down payment in 1 year from now, and you have that 20,000, you do not want to put that 20,000 in your investment. We want to invest, I'll say mid to long term. So 3 to 5 years, even more than 5 years. But anything that is less than 3 years that you know you will need the money for, you do not want to put in investment because yes, that's a risk that you are taking that you might lose 100% of that money if it's in the mix of investment that actually that's a possibility, or that you might make 1,000% of it. Really, you do not know. The history has shown that when you invest for mid to long term, the chances are that your money will grow. However, when it's shorter, a bit of a shorter term, then it can go in any direction. And if you cannot afford that it goes in the direction of you losing your money, So essentially, you do not want to put, that particular sum of money into your investment. So really making sure that, your emergency fund is not into your investment, that money that you might need for down payment on a house, or like, if you're planning on taking a trip in 6 months from now, it's going to be the trip of your life. You're going away for 6 months sabbatical, and you know that you will need like 10,000 for that. Don't put that 10,000 in your investment, especially if it's, like I say, investment that is a bit of a higher risk, like, equities, or like any other investment that essentially that 10,000 might not be there when you need it. So definitely do that homework as well, and make sure that money that you are putting in the in your investment are for something long term. It could be for education for your kids, or that, your retirement, or maybe a trip that you're planning on taking 5 years from now. You can put that money into the the your investment or the stock market. So that's the second tip. And then the third tip that I think is very, very important for Black women is that find a community. Find a community that is doing the same thing that you're doing, that is looking at doing the same thing that you're doing. So essentially, Black women who are looking at building wealth, Black women who are looking at increasing their knowledge in personal finances, Black women who are looking at essentially increasing, starting to invest. The thing is, like, you might be able to go fast by yourself, but if you want to really go far, it's good to have people that you can talk with, and people that can also help you, maybe help you find other resources as you're actually working your way into building wealth. So the idea here is not really, stay in your corner and go get the information by yourself. It might be hard, it might be daunting, it might be difficult, and you might not stick with it. So especially when we start something new, especially when we're talking about something that could be intimidating a little bit, like investing, it's good to have a community that's going to be helping you and supporting you. And if you cannot find a community, at least find one person who's going to be your accountability partner, someone that you can bounce ideas of, and you can share information with, you can talk with freely about, money, finances, investing, all of those things that essentially is very essential, important when it comes to building wealth. So it could be someone in person that you have known for a long time, or it could be someone that you have met online. Like, in today's world, so many things happen online. And same thing for the community. It could be a community in person in your area that, you guys are meeting in person, like, once every month or once every 2 weeks, to share ideas, to just like bond and network. Or it could be also an online community, like on a platform, on a social media platform, that you go and ask questions, you give information as well, and you take advice, like from people. And I want to mention that you take advice, not that you follow what everyone is telling you, but that you taking advice, you just taking that information in, so then you can make a better decision for yourself. So that's my third tip, and I think that's honestly the most important tip here, is like really find a community or a person who's going to be with you in this journey as you start, building wealth, or that continue essentially building wealth. So those are the three tips that I really wanted to share with you today. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video and also put in the comment below, because I'm very interested. What are the area that, essentially you're not feeling that much comfortable with, or that you would like to hear more of when it comes to Black women building wealth? Please do share that in the comments below, so that, for my next video, I can inspire myself from that. Make sure to hit the notification bell. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell, so then you will know next time that I'm actually sharing a new video about personal finances. So thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, have a good day and take care.